It's Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Are you in loser denial or something?
Here we go with Dumbass of the Day, and it's brought to you by our buddies over there at Peterson's U-Cart. Buying the wrong landscape supplies at the big box stores can have you feeling like a dumbass. Don't be a dumbass. Call Peterson's U-Cart in Atascadero. You can reach them at 805-466-2840.
How pathetic can some people be?
Went to Costco today to buy condoms. I don't need that many. That's just a proud moment walking up to the register. Could you wrap that up? I got places to be. Okay, thank you. Pimping ain't easy. It's time consuming. Costco's messed up, man. They sell caskets. At Costco, they sell What the hell did Grandpa do to you? You're buying his casket at Costco? Everyone shops at Costco. They're gonna know you bought Grandpa a casket. And it's Costco. You're gonna have to buy them in a 2-pack. That's where they get you. What are you gonna do with a second casket? Taunt the kids with it? Clean your room, you son of a bitch, or it's back in the box with you.
Dumbass of the Day.
Some Asian traditions I'll never understand. Remember, there was a story, I want to say a decade or so ago, where there were vending machines that were selling undergarments.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And they were used garments in the vending machines.
It's really gross.
In Japan. South Korea.
We never found out if they were just like Goodwill undergarments or if it was like for weirdos and perverts.
Maybe you sold them on the black market.
I don't know, weird stuff that happens in other countries.
They have a death cafe in South Korea. And the death cafe, customers go in there and they get to lie in a coffin and write their own eulogy. It's actually a practice to...
Would anybody want to do that?
Reflect your life. Then customers actually attend a mock funeral ceremony and then supposedly spend some time looking back on their lives, trying to figure out what was going right, what was going wrong. This is a way that many in South Korea are finding that they can take inventory on their lives by going through the process of what their funeral would be like. They even get a chance to write their last words that they'd have inscribed on their tombstone.
It's very strange.
Is this a good practice?
Well, I don't get it. I don't think
you're living, you're dying, and if you're dying,
yeah.
If you're living in South Korea, you are dying.
Maybe it's just me, but I know that day is going to come, and I always think, God, when's it going to come? And got to take better care of myself. I'm like, oh, I got decades. I'm good. It's not something I want to think about, especially my eulogy. What am I going to write? It's hard enough for me to say nice things about other people.
Who's Ravi Patel?
I don't know.
Apparently, there's some show on HBO Max that is chronicling. He's an actor. I've never heard of him.
How do you spell Ravi?
R-A-V-I.
Patel?
Yeah, P-A-T-E-L.
See if I recognize this guy.
I recognize him. He travels the globe, and he learns how different countries treat universal challenges like parenting, retirement, and death. And he visited South Korea with a friend, and he went and visited the funeral cafe, I guess, for lack of a better term. I don't know. I'm sure it's called something different over there. But he says that going to the funeral teaches you how to live your life currently.
I've been to a lot of funerals. Pretty depressing. I don't know if they're giving me direction on how I should live my life. Maybe I've been going to the wrong one.
South Korea has a higher suicide rate than any other developed country in the world. Well, maybe it's because people are glamorizing the death in the way of having lunch at the cafe. Okay, it's not so bad. Or maybe when you reflect on your life and the past, is it ever as good as you... Has it ever turned out the way you wanted it to? Or better than expected?
Well,
for some instances, probably not.
I know. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, well, you know what? If I went tomorrow, I could say I actually have had a pretty good life. I've done everything, for the most part, that I wanted to do.
You got all the complaining in.
I didn't think about that. I just thought about all the things I've done that I've really enjoyed doing. And maybe it's a good thing that I'm a creature of habit and I like to do the same things over and over again, as you say to me all the time.
Yes,
go on
you
the
are.
same vacations,
God,
do all this.
Same vacation, Jesus.
But those are the things that make me happy. And so I'm pretty happy. There's really nothing I haven't done that I would be really disappointed if I wasn't able to do. I've done most of
I'm
it.
kind of surprised because
I think the last thing that was really cool is to go to like European countries and do that one time.
you eat a lot of different foods, and I will commend you on that. But the same vacation thing, I'll never understand especially because you are somebody who eats a lot of different food. South Korea. Thanks for making us now kind of all take inventory in a roundabout sort of way. It's no fun. You're Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We love U-Cart UK.
I got a question for you. The biggest, maybe it's somebody you know, or maybe it's just somebody we work with, even though I feel like we don't even see the people we work with anymore. But I saw this thing that says the top 10 signs that people are tired of you complaining. Who is the biggest complainer you know?
You asking me this question? You really need to ask this question.
Okay, so it's me. So,
Come on.
well, yeah, I'm the only one you ever see.
I know, but
Do I complain more than your wife?
yes,
That's a safe answer.
but you
come
do.
on.
You do, though. You do, definitely.
You. When I think of other people that complain, you would be the number one person I would think of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody else that complains as much as you. But we're together every day, so maybe that doesn't work. But anyways, the top 10 signs people are tired of you complaining. All right, you don't get invited anywhere anymore.
Yeah, but I don't think this really applies during a pandemic because you can't invite anywhere. You can't invite anybody anywhere anymore. I was invited to dinner with friends. He's like, hey, we should get together and have dinner sometime soon. And I was like, yeah. Do you go through with that?
I just did it not
was
that long ago.
Was that a formality or was that a real invite?
We
I
went
don't
out
know.
to dinner with some friends of ours who hadn't even really been out anywhere since March. And we just did this a couple weeks ago. We went to dinner. It was a Saturday night. We all got together. It was my wife's birthday. And it was actually before her birthday. And we went out to dinner. Plus, my wife and I have been going out to dinner. But, you know, it's safe to do it. I mean, as long as you wear the mask and you wash your hands, apparently. And you got to be smart about things. But anyways, yeah, you can go out to dinner. So, but you don't like going out to and hanging out with people anyway. So this has got to be.
Here's my
a
problem
perk for
with
you.
going out to dinner right now as well. This is two-tiered. It's you have to eat outside, and I'm not a big fan of eating outside. Bugs, all that stuff. I've never been a big fan of.
Yeah, but
eating
here
outside.
it's actually not bad.
Sometimes, but you have
Maybe
to,
I've been lucky.
You have to catch it on the right day.
1, 2.
So it needs to be a spontaneous type of an event, right?
4 times. It's 4 times since the pandemic has started.
I was going to
I
ask
have
you.
8.
You said,
I have 8 outside.
You said you
I
went-
guess that's not really that many times since March.
recently. You said you went to Yanagi and you sat at the table. They're not doing that right now, right?
No, that was pre-pandemic.
So it was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, because I didn't.
It was February.
Must have been. I don't know when it
There was a small window of time in
yes,
between.
we went there during when they opened and you could go back to restaurants. We did go in.
Because we wanted to take the kids there the other night, and I
It's
was
closed, though, right now.
Yeah, it's not.
Now, my wife went there to pick up. We still pick up rolls from there. The one that has the Teppan tables up in Pismo, and she said it looked like they brought one outside.
A Teppan table?
Yeah, like it wasn't one from inside they brought outside, but they bought they went and bought one that was portable. She goes, it was a big flat, grill
Really?
like they do. She goes, and I didn't see anybody cooking at it, but I was thinking, oh my God, are they doing that outside? The best fried rice I've ever had. I mean, it's by far. I've never had fried rice as good as it comes off the Teppan table. Anyways, a couple other things. People are always rolling their eyes at you. You hear giant sighs before you start to talk when you're like, oh, God, did you hear about this? People offer to help you at first and then advise you to get help. people ask you if you realize how often you complain. Seth has this thing that says, hey, if he's not complaining, check his heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'm like, Seth complains way more than I do.
You guys both complain quite a bit.
He's very negative.
You guys both complain quite a bit.
I complain about equipment not working, like things that should work. Some of the equipment in here, like the keyboard yesterday. I mean, come on, that is a terrible keyboard. This console should have been replaced a decade ago, and it's still here, and it breaks and
But
down
what's all this
the time.
complaining got you over the past decade?
Because I'm a perfectionist.
But what has it got you over the past decade? Maybe you should need to retool how you approach these things with the complaints.
You always say squeaky wheel.
Yeah, but I think
wasn't I just
here's the
complaining
thing.
about something and they finally fixed it?
It's got a little.
What was that? I forgot.
It's got a boy that cries wolf thing to it too. If you're always complaining about something, like if that board got fixed tomorrow, I'm sure you would move on to the next thing to complain about.
Well, no, it needs to be replaced.
Okay, if it got replaced tomorrow,
They keep fixing it and it keeps breaking.
there would be something to complain about. You know, so at a certain point in time,
See what happens? It just shorts out.
At a certain point in time, people are going to be like, "Oh, that's just Jeremy complaining again."
Okay, so are you telling me I complain too much?
Well, I think it loses its effect if you're complaining all the time.
On a scale of somebody who really never complains is a 1 and somebody who complains all the time is a 10?
You're 10.
Oh, come on! That's ridiculous.
So you're complaining about my rating system.
Wake up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Online, KZOZ.com, home of the SurfNet Communications poll question. Make sure you check out SurfNet Communications if you live outside your community and you're looking for that specialized rural internet. They can help you out. Over 15 years of experience. DSL and satellite, nothing. They got them beat. Check out SurfNet Communications. Click on the link next to the poll at KZOZ.com.
Okay, so I just ran across this survey, and I heard some people talking about this in recent history, and I thought that the divide was valid, only because in my house, the people in my house, let me tell you.
Are you going to start complaining?
Now I'm going to start
Are
complaining.
you going to start complaining? Because I'm not complaining about anything anymore. Everything is roses from here on out. No more complaints.
Besides me, everybody in my house, they insist on drying off outside of the shower, not inside of the shower.
That gets the rug all wet.
That's what not only
soaked.
Yeah, I'm talking about kids in my house too. So they get out of the shower.
It's probably they're following your wife's example.
Yes, exactly.
See, I always take
guys
this-
need to dry off inside the shower.
Turn it off, grab the towel, and then you get off, and maybe your feet are wet on the bottom.
Yes,
That's
but
it.
I even, you know what I do as I'm getting out of the shower?
And you're
the lead foot, which is usually the right foot, sometimes the left foot, but
Yeah.
sometimes the right foot, is the lead foot out of the shower. I dry off the bottom of that, so I take that step, and then I balance myself over the shower so I could dry off the left
You
foot,
know what your
too.
problem is you've had one bathroom for too long. You guys have had one bathroom, and since your kids have been born, since you and your wife have been married, right? Have
So
you ever had a place with two bathrooms?
The reason why, no.
Because that makes a huge difference. Because when you're the second or third or fourth person to get out of that shower, and the rug's already
Oh, it's
wet,
terrible.
it's gross.
So I'm always last, and I do the right thing. I'm drying off inside the shower.
Right, you're doing
Yet
it right.
I have to step on a wet bath mat or a wet floor or even wet
And it's cold
flooring
and damp.
outside of the bathroom. It's a pain. It's
gross.
It's a huge pain. And this is complaining. Yes, if you're following along at home.
I'm not complaining. This is observation.
But
I'm not
I saw this survey online, and it said that 42% of the people do it the way that you and I do it. While there's 58% of the people say they get out of the shower and they dry off out of the shower. And I don't understand what the point and why is it.
You're just soaking a rug.
Why are we in the minority in this one?
Now, if you take, like, for example, I could do this if I wanted to because I'm the only one that uses my bathroom. Mm-hmm. My wife has hers and I have the one in the hall. And so I could get out on the rug and I could do that and then nobody else has to step on it. Not a big deal. But here's my thing. When you turn the shower off, sometimes it's cold when you get out because you had all that hot water on. So if you grab the towel and then you close the shower door
immediately,
or the curtain,
traps the heat
it
inside.
keeps the heat in there.
I'm with you on this.
Yes.
I'm 100%.
Have you explained that to them?
I
You'll stay warmer as you dry off.
Yeah, because my son, he gets out. He's very muscular, my son, like super muscular, like ridiculous. Like he looks like he's going to be a little strong man in a circus or something.
He's already
like
benching 150 at 3.5.
And it's crazy. Like the other day, he pulled me down, and I was like, whoa, okay, you're going to be kicking my ass in a couple of years. I better start working out. He's really strong, but because he's strong, he doesn't have a lot of body fat, so he complains immediately after he gets out of the shower. Oh, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Keep the towel on. I was like, dry off in the shower. If you dry off in the shower, you're not going to be cold.
So why don't you just put rules in the bathroom?
So this is what we're going to do, because, next house that we get, we're going to have 2 bathrooms in it. There's going to be a dry off in the shower bathroom and a non-dry off in the shower bathroom. Depending on the layouts of the bathrooms, if you are into not a kids and an adult shower, that would be
most likely you and your wife are going to have a bathroom off your bedroom.
Off the bedroom. I understand that,
and that's where you guys will shower,
unless she decides to continue to dry off outside of the shower.
Are you kicking her out?
She's going to go use the dry off.
Yeah, right.
To dry off on the outside.
If anybody's
of the shower.
leaving that bathroom, trust me, I've been there.
That's fine. You know what?
I don't use the master bathroom.
Kids can have the master bathroom. I don't care. I'll take the shower down the hall as long as everybody's drying off inside the shower.
You know what you could do in the meantime?
I hate stepping out of the shower fully dried off onto a wet floor.
You need to get your shower mat so you can lay it down on top of the wet mat. So you don't have to step on wet feet.
Get a little portable one. I could tuck it in my back. Well, I guess I'm not wearing a back pocket if I'm drying off.
You just bring it in with your towel.
Hang it up. Lay it down. Say, this is my shower mat.